Denise, I wanted to quickly walk you through how to add more books or your self-study classes to your website, just in case at some point in the future I'm not available. Although I do recommend for those, it's probably easier to have me do it than to try and figure out how to do it yourself. But I will show you how, and this video should be good enough that you could do it if you absolutely had to. So all I've done at this point is log into your back end of your site. And we're going to use the Visual Builder to do this the same way we did when we were making text edits. So we're going to go ahead and click Visit Site, so we're on the front end. Then I'm going to go to your Books page. And let's say I wanted to add a new book to the bottom of all this. So in order to do that, I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And this is where, if you remember when we were doing our text edits, I said you want the gray box. This is where the green box and the blue box come in. So blue boxes are sections. A section of your site is usually based on the background color. Purples are also a section, but they're a specialty section. So this actually has hidden code in it that you can't see that runs stuff on the site. So blue boxes are sections, and you can see this blue box has a lot of content. And then green boxes are rows. So it's a smaller row of content within the larger section. Sections can have lots of different configurations in them. So what we're going to do if we want to add new books is we're actually going to copy a row and this divider and put it beneath all of this, and then we will delete the bits and pieces we don't need. So the first thing is we're going to copy this divider. So this is in its own row. When I click here, you can see it's got its own green box. So we're going to hit this little duplicate row button, and now we've got two of them. And we're going to click on these arrows in the green box and drag it down so that it shows up beneath the existing books. You can see there's not quite as much space here as there is here, and when I hover, you get this big green spot. So I can actually click and just drag that to make it a little bit smaller. And then we want to add another row of books. So we're going to come up here to where the row for the books is. Oops. Click, duplicate again. So now we get this section. Click on the arrow and drag it down until it's beneath the purple line. And now we've got these books here twice. But we don't actually want the books there twice, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this. So we're going to go ahead and delete this book and delete this button. And all I'm doing is hitting the little gray box, trash button. And that's deleting stuff. So we would delete all that stuff. And you can just ignore these plus signs. They won't actually be there on the front end of the website when you exit the Visual Builder. And then for this one, we're going to need to edit all of this stuff, right, to make it for the new book. So we would click on the gray box is the content within this. So each of these pieces are content. So we'd click on the gear icon to edit it. We'd put the title of the book in here, the cost of the book in down here. Click on link, and we want to put the link to go buy the book in there, and that'll make it so if you click on the book, it comes up. And then we want to click on image and icon, and this is the cover of the book. So we would click upload, upload files, and find the file on our computer, and then hit upload. And that's how we would bring it in the cover. And then we hit the green button. And that'll change the title here. It'll change the cost. And then this piece is good to go. We still need to edit the button though. So then I'm going to hit the settings gear on the button. Click to purchase is fine. Click on the link. And change out this URL till it's the URL where you can actually go to buy the book. And then hit the green. And then we click on our little three dots and hit save. Now in this case, I don't actually want to add this here twice. So I'm actually going to undo all of my changes. So to undo all of my changes, if you goof something up or just if you are messing around with something and aren't sure, you have a couple options. You can click here, and this will show you all the changes you've made, the last change, and all of the other changes so that you could undo them if you wanted to. The other thing is I want to undo every single change I've made since I logged into the Visual Builder. So if I can actually just hit exit Visual Builder, and it will ask me if I want to save my changes, in which case I can save and exit, or if I want to discard my changes and exit. So in this case, I'm going to choose discard and exit so that it doesn't actually make any of those changes. And when we look at this page, we can see that they're not actually another row with one more book in it. But that is how you go about adding books. Now, a very similar process is true for adding self-study classes. So I'm going to go to your self-studies class page, come down here, and let's say we wanted to add another self-study class here to the bottom. So I'm going to hit Enable Visual Builder. Don't restore because I want the version that's current to stay current. And then again, we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and we're going to take this last row and we're going to duplicate it. So remember that the green box is the row, so I'm going to click once there, and I'm going to click duplicate. And what you'll see now if we scroll down is that this row exists twice. So we can delete out the pieces that we don't need, which means we're going to come over here, click on this little white box, brings up the gray box, and we can trash, and trash the button. Now we'll need to remove this background too, but that's done somewhere else, so I'll have to show you how to do that separately. And now I can edit this one to make it the text that I need. So I'm going to click on the gray gear. I can put in my title for my class. I can put in my description for my class. I can put in the link that I want it to go to. In this case, I don't actually have a link on the image. I just have a link on the button. Click on image and icon. This is going to be the image that gets uploaded here. You do want to try and keep them roughly the same size and shape as the existing images. The existing images should all be something like 510 by 384 pixels, which seems kind of random, but that's what they are. And then we're going to hit the checkbox to save our changes, so after we upload our image and our text. Then we're going to have to come down here again to our button and hit edit. The text in the button should be fine, but then you want to put in a link to where they can go buy that self-study course. And once that's updated, you want to make sure it also says in new tab, but it should if you duplicate. Hit OK. And now we want to get rid of this big white box, right, if we're only adding one. If we're adding two, we would have not deleted anything from here. And actually, if you were going to add one and then in the future you need to add another one, you'd have to do these steps in reverse. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into settings for let me go back and show you what box I'm clicking on here again. So it's the green box, the settings tab, and then we're going to click on background. And we don't want the main background. Column 1 background is this column. Column 2 background is this column. So what we want to do is we want to trash the column 2 background. And now you can see there's still a slight faded thing with a hover effect happening there. So what we want to do then is go to Advanced, CSID and Classes, and we want to move the CSS class from there to just column 1. And what that does is it'll just remove it from this column and only apply it to this column. Just make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. Nope, I'm putting it one too high. So I want to put it here so that this one will still do the hover thing. And then we should be good to go. And then we'd click here and we'd click Save, except I don't actually want to do that. So I'm going to hit Exit Visual Builder, discard and exit. Again, you'd want to hit Save and Exit if you were doing it for real. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, it can be a little confusing, so if you need me to, let me know, and I will do all those types of fun tweaks. But otherwise, you should be in pretty good shape. This is the last video, I think, in this series. So if there's anything else it would be helpful to have a video how-to on, just let me know. I'm happy to make up some more of them. They don't take very long. All right, thanks so much, Denise. I will talk to you soon.